Alright guys, we are back! Good evening, good morning, or good afternoon, and welcome to Photography Talk episode 32, friend. I hope things are going well with you, and it is so great, as always, to see that smiling face of yours. Now folks, we have a lot to discuss this week. The biggest news was from Canon, which officially announced the EOS R5 and the R6, plus a ton of other new gear as well. Now we're going to discuss the details of this momentarily, but first I want to welcome any newcomers to the channel. We've been posting regular content for about a year now, and we're just getting started. We do weekly reviews of photography news like this, plus we have all sorts of other content, including videos on gear reviews, drone photography, landscapes, and much more. So if you haven't already subscribed, please consider doing so. We want to keep you updated with all the latest photography news. Plus, if you subscribe, you'll be the first to know about the monthly giveaways that we do all the time. And what's not to like about that? All right, with that out of the way, let's get to this week's headlines. Okay, Canon officially announces the EOS R5. I've been waiting, well, and I suspect a lot of you have been waiting a long time as well for Canon to officially drop the EOS R5. So you can imagine how happy, you are to watch the announcement last week. Now, Canon didn't really reveal any new specs or features of the R5, but there's a ton of really impressive specs. So let me quickly review some of these for you. We're talking about a 45 megapixel full frame sensor, and it's just not quite the same level as Sony's 61 megapixel sensor that's in the A7R IV, but something tells me this is going to do just fine. It does have 5-axis image stabilization, which is the first for Canon. It's dual pixel CMOS AF2 autofocus system, which has 100% coverage and 1053 autofocus points. Face, eye, and head auto detection, and which works for both humans and for pets as well. ISO range from 100 to 51,200, and this of course is expandable out to 102,400. You have 12 frames per second continuous shooting with the mechanical shutter and 20 frames per second with the electronic shutter. 5.76 million dot EVF with 120 frames per second refresh rate, a 3.2 inch variable angle touchscreen, and this has 2.1 million dots resolution, dual card slots, one for CF Express and the other for UHS 2 cards. Weather seal body, which Canon is saying, guys, is equivalent to what they had in the 5D series of DSLRs. And of course, the biggest highlight for the R5 is the video capabilities, which includes uncropped 8K raw video at 30 frames per second at 422 10-bit color. Now, alternatively, you can record an uncropped 4K DCI at 60 frames per second. Now, that's a significant development for cameras of this size and price point. Needless to say, I can't wait to get my hands on one of these things. Speaking of which, you can get the EOS R5 for $38.99 for the body only, or for $4,999 you can get the kit that includes the 24-105, and that's the f4L lens. I already pre-ordered mine. If you want to capitalize on ordering while they're supplied to meet demand, just click the link below in the description and pick up one of yours as well. The R5 will begin shipping later on this month, so expect a ton of videos from us coming in the oncoming months. Next, Canon EOS R6 was unveiled as well. Now obviously, the big announcement from Canon was the R5, but the EOS R6, guys, looks to be a fantastic mid-range camera that will certainly add length to the EOS R lineup. Now here are the basic specs of this camera. You're talking about a 21.1 megapixel full frame sensor, and incidentally, this is the same sensor that is in the 1DX Mark III. You have the Digic X image processor, 5-axis image stabilization, which gives you 5 stops of stabilization. Dual pixel CMOS AF2 autofocus system, which is just like the R5. You have the face, eye, and head autofocus detection, again, just like the R5. 12 frames per second continuous shooting with the mechanical shutter, 20 frames per second with the electronic shutter, again, just like the R5. You have uncropped 4K video at 60p with 10-bit 422 color, 1080p video at 120 frames per second. You have a 3.69 million dot EVF, now as compared to the 5.76 million dot EVF in the R5. There's a 3-inch variable angle touchscreen with 1.62 million dots of resolution, dual card slots. Both of these in this camera are UHS 2. The weather sealed body, which is similar, folks, to the 6D series of DSLRs. Clearly, the R6 is the Robin to the R5's Batman. It looks like an awesome team of much more capable cameras than what was previously available in the EOS R lineup. The R6 is priced well at $2,500 for the body. For $2,900, you're going to get it in a kit that includes a 24-105 f4 to 7.1 lens. And if you bump up your budget just a tad up to $3,600, you get the kit that includes the body plus the 24-105 f4L lens. Pre-ordering is available now, so if you're ready to pull the trigger on the R6, click the link below in the description. Just know that the R6, guys, is not going to start shipping until later in August. Alright, Canon also announced 4 new RF lenses. Let's keep the Canon party going and discuss 4 new RF lenses that were also revealed earlier last week as well. Now, if you are an EOS R shooter like me, you're probably hugely impressed with the RF lenses, both in terms of the incredible quality and the sheer number of lenses that you have available. Well, there's a bunch more lenses available now. You have an RF 85mm, that's an f2. You have an RF 100 to 500 f4 to 7.1, and that is an L lens. You have the RF 600mm f11, and you have the RF 800mm, again, a f11. Now, the 85mm f2 is sure to be a great option for folks that have the entry-level EOS RP because it's priced at just $599. The lens will be a nice addition to the RF 35mm 1.8, which is $499, and happens to be the cheapest Canon RF lens that is available today. Now, just because the 85mm is pretty cheap doesn't mean you don't get some really nice goodies with it. It's actually on the contrary. The f2 aperture is awesome for low light shooting, getting some nice bokeh and portraits. It also has a minimum focus distance of 1.15 feet and a maximum magnification of 0.5x. It's also stabilized up to 5 stops of stabilization, and Canon also implemented their RF control ring on this thing. At a price of $26.99, the RF 100 500 f4 to 7.1L is the most expensive of the 4 new lenses that were just brought out. Now, like the 70-200 2.8L, this lens offers a wide focal range in a very small package. You get 5 stops of image stabilization, a customizable control ring, dust and weather resistant, and 2 nano USM motors that give you smoother and faster autofocusing. Of course, the oddball lenses, the 2 elephants in the room, are the f11 telephotos. They have gotten a lot of press here during the last handful of weeks. In both cases, guys, these lenses are ultra compact now, relatively speaking, because of Canon's diffractive optic technology that they're using here. This allows them to put super telephoto lenses in lenses that are a lot smaller than what you would expect. These lenses have extending mechanics that keeps the body as small as possible, which is great for photographers that travel a lot. I mean, heck, the 600mm lens is just 7.85 inches long when it isn't extended, and when it is extended, you're looking at 10.61 inches. The 800mm lens is 11.09 inches when it isn't extended, and 13.85 inches when it is. You also get 5 stops of shake reduction and customizable control ring with each lens as well. The 600mm is $699, and the 800mm is $899. Both are available for pre-order as we speak. Canon also announced 2 RF extenders. One is a 1.4x and the other is a 2x. The 1.4x is $499, happens to be the one that I ordered, and the 2x is $599. Both will be ready to ship later this month. Actually, I think I may pick up the 2x as well. Do you use a teleconverter yourself? If so, leave a comment below and let me know which teleconverter that you've been using over the years. Next, Nikon is rumored to have a Z7 and Z6 upgrades coming soon. Rumors are beginning to swirl that Nikon is planning to update their Z7 and their Z6, and these updates will happen in the next few months. Nikon rumors suggest that these cameras will be called the Z7s and the Z6s to indicate that they are upgraded models. Now, it is assumed that these cameras will retain their current sensors, but they will also have the dual XSpeed 6 image processor. The thought is that the addition of the second processor is to accommodate the 4K video at 60 frames per second. Currently, right now, both of these cameras shoot at 4K at 30. Other updates might include dual card slots and better battery life. Since Nikon already registered a new battery, there's speculation that there will be a new vertical grip for the Z7s and the Z6s that will work with the current models as well. While these aren't huge updates, they should be enough to keep the Nikon fans satisfied, but the Z7 and the Z6 don't hold a candle to the EOS R5 and the R6, so Nikon better fast track the Z8 to keep up. New details emerge about the Sony A7S3. Now last week we reported that Sony has confirmed that the A7S3 is coming later this summer, but now there's potential of new details about Sony's forthcoming camera. According to Sony, the A7S3 will have the world's best electronic viewfinder. Now, rumor has it that the EVF will have a whopping, get ready for this, 9.44 million dots resolution. If that is true, it would be nearly double of what Canon has slapped into the EOS R5's EVF. Additionally, rumor mill is saying that the A7S3 will have a all-new cooling system as well. A new cooling system is much needed given all the overheating issues that the A7S II had when it first came out. Summer ends in just a couple months, so we won't have to wait long to know whether these specs are real or not. Lastly, I want to note that our last giveaway has ended, and we're going to announce the winners during our next PT episode. We'll also give you the details on our next giveaway as well, so friend, you're going to want to tune in for that. Until then, stay safe. And that's it, guys. I'm going to jump on out of here. If you like this video, found some entertainment in it, please consider hitting the like button down below. If you are currently not subscribed to the channel, please, again, consider hitting the subscribe button. While you're at it, kick that bell to be notified each time that we come out with a new video. So, until then, my friend, you get out there, stay safe, stay healthy, and create your best shot.